Kindness is important every day, but especially on Random Acts of Kindness Day, which brought out many University of Toledo students who have spread positive messages to other members in the community. I'm Trent Croce with what those messages were and how they helped out the local Cherry Street Mission Ministries.
To all our foodie viewers, next week might be your week. I'm Chiara Medley with what lies in store come Monday.
Your news in 10 minutes starts now. I'm Trent Croce.
And I'm Chiara Medley. We'll have those stories in a moment, but first, pain at the pump.
As you plan those summer trips, prepare to pay more for gas. UT10 Samantha Rojas tells us what's driving these prices and how high they will go.
For Arnaldo Cabrera, when he's in his big rig out on the road, and when he fills up his pickup, these prices may force him to cut back on what he really wants to do.
Less leisure time, heading out, being with the family.
You think these prices are bad? Analysts say, wait till summer.
Try to fix the supply problems, but you still have the transportation problem. Getting trucks, getting enough drivers, the supply problems that everybody is having in every industry. This is what's
And to check daily gas prices in the area, visit our website, ut10news.com, for further information before you visit the pump.
Kindness was in the air for Rocket Dining and hundreds of other universities and colleges across the nation who partnered up for the event, Delightful on Random Acts of Kindness Day.
Here, the event was able to help those at the Cherry Street Mission Ministries. And with the exponential increase in demand at shelters during these times, I was able to hear just how important it meant for the ones receiving.
A simple act of kindness can go a long way, especially when it can lift yourself up and somebody else in the process. Which is why these students and even myself lined up to add an extra touch, and UT wasn't alone.
Alongside 300 other colleges and universities across the country.
Within the event, both schools donated a total of 4,000 kits to the Cherry Street Mission Ministries containing cookies, coloring books, and positive messages written by the students.
It was awesome for the individuals just to receive just that little gift that somebody somewhere was thinking of them.
Rocket Dining was also able to donate 100 meals to the student food pantry, Rocket Fuel, helping students fight food insecurity.
Along with writing messages for the delivered kits, students were also able to leave a compliment on the wall of kindness with something just as simple as, "You matter."
And it may especially matter now since the pandemic has affected vulnerable members of the community even more.
Over the summer, we were seeing about a 900% increase in those reporting homelessness for the first time.
And the cold takes a toll on ones as well, causing issues with utilities, power shutoffs, and other things that can affect someone's value of permanence.
Consistently, we always see folks coming in and our numbers increase in wintertime.
But now, proudly celebrating 75 years, the ministries will hope to continue helping those in need with their donations and services from the community. And these notes, while small, can continue to help the Cherry Street do their mission.
Again, practicing kindness should be all of our top priorities.
For more information on Cherry Street Mission, you may visit their website, as we have a link to that on our website, ut10news.com. Music remains timeless, but the way we play it doesn't always, or does it?
Well, as we discover new ways to listen on our chosen platforms, some still love the sounds of their favorite vinyl records.
And according to MRC data, for the first time since the 80s, vinyl record sales are becoming more popular than streaming sales. Record enthusiasts over at Toledo's No Noise Records told reporter Seth Manzu why they like to keep it old-fashioned.
Rob Kemple, owner of No Noise Records and Hi-Fi, says vinyl sales are up because more people are coming in to get that first-time vinyl experience with their parents. Hannah Bovenu has been a record collector for over 2 years and is a dedicated vinyl fan.
I like records compared to just my phone or something because of the experience of it. It's kind of more like the classic way of listening to music, kind of takes you back a little bit.
Record sales aren't just up for this store alone. According to MRC data, sales are up across the country. They could be up because of people like Bovenu who say,
I really enjoy the experience of sitting down after a long day and listening to a record. It's much more soothing, I guess, than just pulling something up on your phone. And it's a kind of a whole experience.
Artists see the uptick in record sales as well. According to Variety and BBC News, singer Adele has had over 500,000 vinyl records made. This is Adele's album, 30. You may have seen this a time or two this year because it's the #1 selling album on vinyl of 2021. No Noise owner also told me that his distributor has also received many CD orders, causing an uptick in CD sales.
That was Seth Mansu reporting. Before the start of 2022, MRC Data reported having over 2 million vinyl copies sold, breaking the record on records. Tiara?
Restaurant Week is back. They happen all over the country, but Toledo's has a twist. You not only get the opportunity to dine at your favorite places at a discount, but help a local charity at the same time.
Restaurant Week Toledo supports Leadership Toledo as an organization, and in particular our youth programs, which are for area high school students.
How it works is simple. You dine in at one of the participating restaurants, then a portion of the proceeds go toward those Leadership Toledo youth programs. Tony believes the partnership between Leadership Toledo and local restaurants is a great one because
if there's one thing that Toledo has, it's a great food scene. Leadership Toledo is all about highlighting what Toledo has to offer.
Kim McKnight is a manager at Ye Old Dirty Bird, a restaurant that has been a part of Restaurant Week for 11 years now. She says business is great around this time.
Due to Restaurant Week, we might get some people in that are supporting Leadership Toledo that maybe have never been here. So it benefits us also. The way that the community comes out and supports Leadership Toledo, it definitely shows a lot. A lot of reservations, it's fun.
The list of restaurants taking part in Restaurant Week is extensive, so the chances of one of your favorite local spots being on the list are high. But to find out for certain, you can go online to restaurantweektoledo.com. New to Restaurant Week this year is a digital Restaurant Week passport. The more restaurants you visit and check into online, the higher your chances of winning prizes. We have a link to that website on our website, ut10news.com. Now it's time to toss it over to Trent for a look at news-making headlines across America. Trent?
That's right, Tiara, but first, some breaking news happening now. According to multiple reports under President Putin's orders, Russian military forces have now officially invaded Ukraine. In a statement released by President Joe Biden, the United States and allies will respond in a united and decisive way. Today, February 24th, the president will be meeting with G7 counterparts and address the nation. Multiple reports have also indicated at least 40 people have been killed so far, including civilians and soldiers. Over to state news. In response to the state's latest court order to stop gerrymandering, the Ohio Redistricting Commission has still failed in drawing out a new legislative map. This was after no progress was made during the panel Wednesday. The commission will continue to meet, but still no timeline has been announced for approving an updated plan. As COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths trend downward, so do vaccination rates. The Associated Press reports the average number of Americans getting their first shot is down to about 90,000 a day, the lowest point since the first few days of the U.S. vaccination campaign. According to the CDC, about 76% of the U.S. population have received at least one shot. Avocado lovers like me, no need to worry anymore because the U.S. Department of Agriculture Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service announced avocado exports from Mexico will resume. This after a threat was made to a U.S. ag inspector on their cell phone due to a dispute about the crop. And according to USA Today, this is not the first time violence has ensued over avocados. Now to Caleb.
I'm Caleb Gill, and this is your UT10 Sports Report. UT has announced that they have hired someone to lead the future of Rocket Athletics. But first, Savage Arena hosted a basketball doubleheader last week, and this first game of the weekend went right down to the wire. As the regular season's nearing a close, every game begins to matter just a little bit more. Rockets got out to a quick start, going on a 7-point run early in the first quarter to give them an 8-4 lead. But Ball State's freshman Allie Becky was able to nail 2 3-pointers, tying the game up at 13. There was hardly any separation from the two teams for the rest of the quarter, but a buzzer beater 3 to end the quarter from sophomore Sammy McConowitz gave the Rockets a 22-19 lead to end the first. Junior guard Quenisha Lockett started the second quarter off for the Rockets with a 3-point play, but the Cardinals got on a roll, scoring 8 of the next 10 points. The two teams would go back and forth for a little bit before Toledo was able to pull out and get a 6-point lead going into half, thanks in part to this Goss steal and score. UT started the second half hot, but they began to simmer down a little bit, which allowed BSU to catch up, making it a one-possession game late, before Lockett was able to hit one from downtown, extending the Rockets' lead 45-39. Ball State finishing the third with a 9-3 run, making it very tight into the fourth quarter, put Toledo down 50, or up by only 50-48. A three from junior guard Sophia Wired got the Rockets going early in the fourth, but the entire quarter was pretty much back and forth for the two teams, with no team really getting much separation. With under 2 minutes left, Ball State junior Annie Rauch's three-point play put the Cardinals down by only 1 point, but a game-clinching score from freshman forward Jessica Cook with only 26 seconds left will be enough to help the Rockets escape with a narrow victory against the Cardinals with a final score of 69-66. If you thought the first game of Toledo's doubleheader had you hanging on your seats, the second game proved to do much of the same. With hopes of getting back into first place in the MAC on the line, the Central Michigan Chippewas proved to be a tough opponent for the Toledo Rockets. The Rockets came out flat to start the game, with Central going on an 11-2 run early in the contest, putting the Rockets down 18-9. But thanks in part to junior forward JT Shoemate, the Rockets went on an 18-2 run of their own, with Shoemate getting 10 points in the run. He would go on to tie a season high of 29 points and allow the Rockets to take a 27-20 lead. This did not discourage CMU though, as they would outscore the Rockets 11-2 to end the half, and this gave the Chips a 31-29 lead into the intermission. Rockets came out the second half different than they had the first half, going on a 7-point run early after the break. However, Central Michigan would begin to come back, and they would eventually regain the lead, and that was thanks in part to a layup from junior forward Ralph Basainth. No team would lead by more than 2 possessions for the rest of the game, helping to create an exciting matchup down the stretch. I mean, just look at all this back and forth between the two teams here. A dunk from Shoemate with under a minute left put the Rockets up 67-61, but a corner three from senior guard Kevin Miller and classmate guard Cameron Healy being able to hit a jumper brought their Chippewas within 1. Nevertheless, Shoemate was able to hit one of his 2 free throws with under 5 seconds left, and Central was not able to get a shot off in time at the buzzer, allowing Toledo to squeeze out with a 68-66 victory. This win for the Rockets helped the men get back into first place in the MAC. Both men's and women's Rockets teams now sit atop the MAC as we are about 2 weeks away from the MAC tournament. The men's team will be home this Saturday, play the Miami Redhawks, while women's travel to Ypsilanti take on Eastern Michigan this weekend. The current athletic director for the University of Toledo, Mike O'Brien, will be retiring from his position in the spring after 20 years. To fill his position, UT has hired Brian Blair to be the next director of athletics. Blair is the Deputy Director of Athletics and Chief Operating Officer at Washington State University. There, he is responsible for leading the sports administrators who are responsible for the day-to-day oversight of the 17 varsity sports programs for Washington State. Before going to WSU, Blair was a Senior Associate Athletic Director at Rice University. University President Dr. Gregory Postal issued the following statement. Brian brings a wealth of experience to this role, from its strategic planning to budgeting to diversity and inclusion to academic success initiatives. I'm excited to see what he will do, working with our outstanding coaches and athletic staff to lift our Rockets to even greater heights. Blair will be introduced today at 2 p.m. during a press conference that will be streamed live on YouTube. We will have a link to that on our homepage, ut10news.com. He will then assume his new role on May 1st of this year. Back to you, Trent Tiara.
Thank you, Caleb. That's it for UT10 News. We'll see you next week.